evening, everybody. We'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're present to advise members of the audience that they may address the board regarding agenda items after the superintendent's report. Only those members whose names and addresses are listed on the sign-in sheet available prior to the start of the meeting will be recognized during the business. The chairperson will limit discussions of any item by the public to 3 minutes in order for the board to expeditiously conduct its business. I'm going to turn over to Mr. Nando.
Thank you, Mr. Dorian. Good evening, everyone. I would like to start by acknowledging the incredible performance of Big Fish, our high school musical, which was held this past weekend. It was tremendous success. I want to thank the students, staff, and all involved for a great job. It was a wonderful production, so thank you. I also want to congratulate our Board of Ed trustee, Chris Zachary, high school principal, Mark Bernard, and president of FTK, Cheryl Pepe, for being recognized at the Scope dinner this past Monday. Their hard work and commitment to our schools and community are deeply appreciated by all. Again, congratulations and thank you. At this time, I would like to turn the floor over to Mr. Restivo, Athletic Director, for tonight's student-athlete recognitions.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our superintendents of school, Mr. Manzo, assistant superintendents, Dr. Bells, Dr. O'Rourke, and assistant superintendent for business, Mr. Harrison, and to our Board of Education for their continued support of all of our athletic teams. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Our athletic teams are very successful because of all of us working together to provide us student athletes with a great experience and a foundation to do great things once they graduate. At this time, I would like to introduce our varsity boys wrestling coaches, Coach Longobardi, Coach Esposito, and Coach Coppinger, to please come up.
First off, I would like to thank the Board of Education for inviting us here tonight to recognize these special student athletes. I would also like to thank Mr. Restivo for your constant support throughout the year. I feel very proud being up here talking about the wrestling team. I'm truly blessed to have the best coaching staff who always go above and beyond to help our wrestlers. I would like to give a huge thank you to a few of my best friends and assistant coaches, Joe Esposito and Mike Coppinger. Tonight we're here to recognize Vasilius Demir. He's a special wrestler who had an outstanding season, finished as a New York State qualifier, and competed in the New York State Wrestling Championships in Albany in front of 10,000 fans. This kid is a warrior. The dedication and sacrifice he's made over the past 3 years is the reason why he's standing up here tonight. I've been coaching at East Islip for the past 19 years, and Vasilios, you're one of the most improved wrestlers I've ever coached. Seriously. From his sophomore year, his record was 1-4. Fast forward to this year, he's won 39 matches, had 32 pins, placed second in Suffolk County, and is a New York State qualifier. We're super proud of him as a wrestler, but I really feel I'm more impressed with him as his leadership skills on and off the mat. The kid has grown up to be an amazing person and a great student as well. He has a 95 GPA and recently received a High Minds Motion Award last night. Vasilios is taking his skills to the next level in college and is deciding between Rider, St. Fisher, or Nassau Community College. Congratulations. We wish you all the best in the future.
Steve.
All righty, moving along. Our varsity girls bowling team also had another very successful season. Unfortunately, Coach Scanoni could not be here. He had a prior commitment. So Coach Fisher, our varsity boys coach, is going to come up and speak about our varsity girls bowling season.
Good evening, everyone. This is Rob sent some remarks, and I'm going to read them verbatim. And he does apologize for not being able to be here tonight as he recognizes the girls bowling team for their outstanding achievements this year. He wants to thank Mr. Restivo, Mr. Manzo, Dr. O'Rourke, and Dr. Bells, and the entire Board of Education for recognizing us as a team and the accomplishments we have achieved this year. I am absolutely overjoyed and incredibly proud to celebrate the many amazing achievements of the girls bowling team this year, who just so happen to be back-to-back county champions. Winning a county championship is no easy feat, and securing it for 2 consecutive years is a true testament to their hard work, passion, and talent throughout the season. With that in mind, not only did we secure the Suffolk County Championship on February 8th, but we also had 3 of the top 6 bowlers across both Nassau and Suffolk counties, 5 of the top 16 bowlers in Suffolk County, and 7 of the top 15 bowlers in our league. This is a remarkable testament to the hard work, dedication, effort, and teamwork that define our program, and was something that had not been accomplished by any other team across both Nassau and Suffolk counties, so congratulations. Following our county championship victory, our team traveled to Syracuse, New York to compete for a state title. In the state tournament, we finished 5th, which was an impressive accomplishment in itself, given the fierce competition we faced. Despite the challenges we faced, our team demonstrated resilience and continued to fight as they put forth their best efforts in pursuit of our goal of becoming state champions. The following day, Nate Liederman, Brooke Andreessen, and Dakota Collins had earned the incredible opportunity to compete on the Section 11 All-Star team, where they had a chance to contend for yet another state title. These 3 athletes delivered exceptional performances throughout the tournament, ultimately achieving their goal of becoming Section 11 state champions. Their remarkable achievement not only highlights their individual talent, but also demonstrates the dedication and commitment that defines our entire team. These achievements would not have been possible without the unwavering dedication of our athletes. These young women have committed themselves to practices and competitions year-round, giving up their time and energy to perfect their craft and push themselves to be the very best they can be. Their tireless effort is the backbone of our success, and they deserve all the recognition in the world for their hard work and determination. However, none of this would be possible without the constant support of your parents. Thank you for all you do, from buying them new bowling balls, a lot of new bowling balls, girls, right? Getting any and every piece of equipment they possibly need, driving them to practices and tournaments, and even more. You play a vital role in helping your girls and our team reach their full potential. Your sacrifices and commitment to your children's successes are deeply appreciated, and we are so grateful for all the ways you support the team. Our county championship victory is a true reflection of the dedication of our athletes, the support of their families, and the incredible teamwork that has been built over the course of the season. I'm beyond proud of everything you have accomplished, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for each and every one of them. With this being said, I would like to congratulate our senior Dakota Collins, junior Brooke Andreessen, who's not here tonight, junior Michaela Boyd, junior Peyton Shaw, who's also unavailable tonight, junior Rosalie Crow, sophomore Mia Liederman, and freshman MJ Schweizer. We also have 2 7th grade students on our squad, Ella and Katie Coughlin. Congratulations, ladies, and thank you.
She's not here. Not here. Thank you. Should we leave the picture without Rob? Okay.
All right, congratulations once again to our varsity girls bowling team. Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Please come here. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate Coach Fisher on winning and being recognized as this year's Coach of the Year in Varsity Boys Bowling in Suffolk County. This is a great accomplishment. All the hard work that she puts in and gives to our students. We greatly appreciate all that you do for our student athletes here in East Islip, and it's a great and well-deserving award. I'm going to turn the microphone over once again to Coach Fisher and Coach D'Ambrosio to speak about this past year's varsity boys bowling season. Thank you.
All right, come on, Betty. Good evening again. Coach Mike and I, D'Ambrosio, are really excited and proud to be here tonight to share with you some of our season highlights. Thank you again to everyone, Mr. Restivo, Mr. Manzo, Drs. O'Rourke and Bells, and the entire board for inviting us. So Coach D'Ambrosio and I, and you guys all know this, we tell you this all the time, but everyone else needs to hear it too. We are beyond proud of your amazing season. For the past 7 years, we've worked really hard to continue the amazing tradition that is East Islip Boys Bowling. We want to have a team in contention for leagues and counties every year. We want to maintain a strong feeder program, which we have. We have some junior, well not junior high, that's my age, middle school boys who are on a developmental team. And that's where each and every one of these boys standing up here started in 7th grade. And we wanted to instill the value of we, not me, in our kids. We have never witnessed more of that than this year. This group of young men and outstanding athletes have surpassed all of our expectations. The outlook for this year was incredible. We had three of the top 6 bowlers in the county returning to lead the team this year. So last year, we were runners-up in the county, but we had 3 of the 6, and we felt like we were really set. But as with any sport, injuries occur and changes are made. And one of the boys who had been a county leader for many years had a season-ending injury during the first week of our season. Additionally, the state changed the format of the bowling season and the championship, and Section 11, of course, followed. And so now our season changed. So now we needed to replace a 5th starter, who was one of the top kids in the county, and we needed to fill a new 6th starting spot. It would have been easy for these boys to turn around and say, oh well, there's always next year. But they are standing up here tonight because they chose to put in the hard work and excel. All of the boys are county champions and all-state athletes as they finished 3rd 2 weeks ago in the states at Syracuse. So guys, this is the part where we sort of put together some words about each of you individually, so just like smile or something when we mention your name. Sorry guys. So sophomore Lucas Brailsford, he stepped up and he bowled in 46 of 48 games this season, and he posted a 190 average. Lucas was not a starter last year. He went on to shoot 10 pins over his average at the counties and added his high game of 223 in game 3, a pivotal game at the county tournament. He performed super well at the state tournament, with another pair of 223s. Lucas, I just realized that when I was writing this up, so 223 is your number in game 5 and 6, and we know that you will be an important and vital member of this team going forward. So congratulations, Lucas. That leads us to our 2 freshmen, Lucas Lawler and Chase LaFata. They were tapped to split that 6th starting position, and each of them bowled in 25 games. We split the season between them during the regular season and averaged a really great 187 and 182 respectively. Lucas shot his average at counties, which is not easy to do, and he added a 207 and a 204 in games 1 and 3. Chase and Lucas worked tirelessly at practice all year, and on their off days, they worked alone with Coach Mike. The next 3 years are looking really bright for these kids. Congratulations, guys. And that leaves us with 7th grader Anthony Sasso, who lettered this year. Guys, that's really hard to do, to letter as a 7th grader. We haven't lettered a 7th grader possibly since Andrew, I believe, 6 years ago. So congratulations, Anthony, you have big shoes to fill. He bowled in 4 different matches this year. And in all the matches that he bowled in, we wanted to get him lane time because that's what a team does. We pick each other up, and he averaged 201 over those 5 games. So congratulations, Anthony. You are going to be a bowler to watch in the coming years, and we expect great things from you. All right, that leaves us to talk about the big dogs. That's what we call the big dogs. And we're going in age order here. So junior Greg Stevens averaged a solid 200 during the regular season. He bowled in 15 of 16 matches and came out big in games 4, 5, and 6 at the county tournament, averaging an amazing 227, which helped push EI to the title. He followed it up with a 213 average on the day at States in a tournament shot he'd never bowled on before and averaged 13 pins higher than his season average. So Greg, you're an integral part of why we ended up in 3rd place up there, so thank you. Our next big dog is junior and Captain Brendan Muller. He's been a captain since 10th grade, so you can guess he's a real leader on the team. He was a solid force in every frame of every match all year. He finished the regular season with a 218 average, then went on to have the high series in the afternoon block at the county tournament, averaging a 229. And at States, his calm confidence on the lanes had him filling, I don't know if you guys are bowlers, but in a game there's 10 frames to fill, and we mean that you have to make something that you should make. Splits a part of the game, we're not talking about that. He filled 58 of 60 frames at the state tournament, which is unbelievable. As you can imagine, this young man was a clear choice for the Section 11 Sportsmanship Award at States, and last night was honored as All-League and All-County at our awards dinner. So that leaves us seniors, Nikos Kravopoulos and Andrew Jacobson. You both will be sorely missed, and we are so grateful and proud of all you have accomplished over the last 6 years. Nico is the only 2-handed bowler on the team this year, and the only lefty. He was solid all year in the lineup, finishing with a 205 average during the regular season. But, wait, where's my 3rd page? But he excelled in the offseason. The day of counties, Nico averaged a spectacular 224 on that day. But at States, he put up a 6-game series of 1,511 pins for a 252 average on the day. That allowed EI to capture 3rd place position. He also now took over 6th place in the New York State history for high game 6 series in a tournament, and he now holds the Suffolk County record. Nico received All-League honors this season, and he will be deciding on his choice for school next year, but it's looking like Sacred Heart, where he will continue his bowling career in USBC men's bowling. Congratulations, Nico. And our co-captain, Andrew Jacobson. He finished 5th in the county with a 223 average, posting 5 series of 700+ pins in the regular season. And as you expect, performed big in counties, had a pair of 255s in games 3 and 6 when we needed them. At States, he anchored our left pair, kept his teammates on track, And like Brendan, filled 59 of 60 frames up there. Incredible. The following day, he competed on the Section 11 All-Star team, which the team came in second on that day, and had a high gain for the day of 280. So in the past 2 years, Andrew has won a gold medal as an All-State champion, a silver medal as a Section 11 champion, and a bronze medal. So that's quite a feat, Andrew. I'd have to check on that. That may be your record too. Andrew last night received All League, All County, and we found out Tuesday, Mr. Jacobson, you are also All Long Island once again. Andrew's going to be attending the Savannah School of Art and Design in September and is planning on continuing his bowling in college as well. So there's a lot to celebrate. Coach Mike and I love you guys, and we want to thank your parents and your families for all the support this season and helping you guys experience this amazing accomplishment.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I take yours? Yeah, I did, sir. Okay, smile, guys. Thank you. Oh. Mom.
Alrighty, moving along, I would now like to introduce Coach O'Connor and our varsity girls gymnastics team and Sophia Pepe. Please come on up.
All right.
Good evening. It is truly a privilege to stand before you today and honor a remarkable individual, Sophia Pepe. As a 5-year team member, Sophia is a 5-time All-League, 4-time All-County, and 2-time All-State gymnast. This past November, Sophia had a personal best vault with a score of a 9.4, securing her spot in the Section 11 state team, along with 11 other individuals from Suffolk County. This senior gymnast has not only competed at the highest level, but has also earned a spot on the podium at the state championship. The first weekend of March, Sophia and I, along with the rest of the Section 11 state team, traveled up to Buffalo, New York, where the team finished with an incredible 3rd place. But beyond the medal, there is something more extraordinary that Sophia has earned, the New York State Sportsmanship Award. This award speaks to character, integrity, and the respect that Sophia has shown both on and off the mat. It is a testament to the way you uplift your teammates, support your competitors, and demonstrate what true sportsmanship looks like. This award is voted on by every coach at the New York State Championship, and it is an honor to say that there was not one single coach who did not vote for Sophia at that meet. If this does not tell you the kind of person Sophia is, I do not know what will. Your dedication, strength, and grace have inspired us all, but it is your kindness, humility, and positive attitude that will leave a lasting impact on everyone who had the honor to watch you compete. You have shown us that it is not just about the medals and titles, it is about how you carry yourself, with respect and honor for the sport and those around you. Sophia, we are so proud of everything you have accomplished, and we cannot wait to see what amazing things you will do in the future. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish and receiving the Sportsmanship Award. These achievements reflect the incredible person that you are, both as an athlete and as a teammate.
Open it. Okay. You're right. Thank you.
Coach O'Connor, please stay there. I would like to please call up Coach Reynolds, our varsity girls winter and spring track coach. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate both Coach O'Connor and Coach Reynolds as they were recognized this past winter as the Small School County Coaches of the Year in Suffolk County. So how about a nice round of applause for our two coaches.
Let's make this side. Can we open it? Open it.
Make sure it's on your side down.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to have Coach Reynolds speak to all of us regarding this past season and the team's accomplishments. Thank you.
So this was another awesome year for the girls winter track team. For the second consecutive year, we were small school county champions. It's never happened in school history until last year, so for us to capture it back-to-back in a really tough county, it was an amazing meet. And it was a tough. Track is obviously a very individualized sport. You know, people think of track, they think of the person running, jumping, throwing individually, but I can honestly say, like, we won because we were the best team. The meet was extremely close. It came down to the end of the meet, and you know, sometimes the best thing I can always say about these kids is when things get tough, they get better. And the best example for us with that was, she's not here tonight, but our race walker, Brianna Tucci, who was not a race walker, but she learned it for the team. She ended up taking second in the county, and it was huge 8 points for us. And then it came to the long jump, and Chloe Garatina, who was the champion last year in the long jump, wasn't having her best year, and her season best before this meet was 16 feet 2 inches. And it came down to the last jump, and Chloe was in 4th place, right? Going into the 3rd place, going into the last jump. We were kind of in a scary situation, and Chloe jumped a new school record, 18 feet 1 3/4 inches. To watch it up close, it was awesome. It was a really cool experience. So congratulations, Chloe sets our school record. And from that point on, our team just took off. It came down to the relays, and like I said, it was a total team effort. Our 4x8, which had some girls who never scored in that situation, Catherine Simonetti, Kaylee Smith, Kaylee O'Boyle, and Allie Coppinger, and also last night. I'm sorry, Allie. They took 3rd place in the county. They were not supposed to score in that race, and they did an amazing job to get us up closer to Sable, who was ahead of us. Our 4x4, which is our bread and butter, we had to kind of spread them thin. They ended up taking 2nd place in the county. And then it came down to the final relay, our 4x2, and with the pressure on, and I have to be honest, it's a little scary when it's a 4x2, because if you ever watch that race, it gets very congested, and while all we technically have to do is, at this point, we needed to get 4th place or higher, it's easier said than done when people are running max speed at you, and those girls did an amazing job. They took 3rd place. We were in our 2nd fastest time in school history, and that was Danielle Simonetti, Kaylee Garatina, Chloe Garatina, and Maya Brown. Our 4x4 in particular, that's been our bread and butter the last few years. For the 3rd consecutive year, we won't be qualified for the famous Milrose Games. We took 2nd place at the Milrose Games. It's something that before this group of girls, and Danica Tibbridge, Grace McCalley, Danielle Simonetti, this is their 3rd consecutive year, and Danielle Berner's 2nd year. Before this group of girls, East Islip's never made the Milrose Games. It is a very difficult meet to qualify for, and it's an honor to make it. This year in particular, there were numerous world records broken at the meet when we were there. So congrats to the 4x4, who I'll get to in a little bit. But then it came down to the state qualifiers. Oh, also, I'm sorry, at the county championship, can't forget people. Grace McCalley, it's funny because If you ever look and see what Grace does, Grace, step forward really quick. You would never know, and I know Mr. Manzo has come to a lot of meets and Dr. O'Rourke. Grace is literally the best jumper in Suffolk County. She is one of the best high jumpers, where she qualified for states, one of the best long jumpers, and she is one of the best triple jumpers, where she also qualified for the state. It kind of just shows that it's not always, don't judge a book by its cover. Grace goes up there and she has some bouncy legs, and man, can she go. So, Grace at the county championship took second in the triple jump and second in the high jump, and unfortunately did not do as well in the long jump, but that's where Chloe helped pick up the slack, which was great. At the state qualifiers, she's not here today, but Danielle Simonetti qualified for the second consecutive year in the 600. Danielle also at the county championship was small school county champion in the 600. She came right back from the 1,000 meters, where she jogged the school record in the 1,000 and took second place, huge points. Her sister Catherine was right behind her, scoring some serious points in that meet. Danielle is one of the key members of our 4x4. As I stated before, it's Danielle Simonetti, Daniel Berner, Grace McCallie, and Dan Katidrich. And at the state qualifier for the third consecutive year, they were Suffolk County champions out of everyone in the county, where they qualified for the state meet once again. They took 7th in the state meet. Amazing. I sometimes feel bad that we take it for granted, but it is not an easy feat to keep performing at the highest level with the pressure on, and those girls constantly keep doing a great job. At the state qualifier, Grace also qualified for states in the triple jump and the high jump. She was one of only two Section 11 athletes to qualify in 3 different events. In winter track, it's a little different than outside. As some of you know about the pole vault, they don't compete in the pole vault in the team portion. So they do it separately. So a lot of these girls have never seen this, but Catherine Simonetti, stand up. Catherine, after our practices, would go and pole vault in a separate location, and on Valentine's Day, when everyone's getting ready for break, Catherine competed in the Section 11 individual championship for the pole vault, where she set the East Islip school record and was individual county champion, the first we've ever had in pole vault. And Catherine qualified for the state meet. Awesome job, Catherine. Team pole vault, 10 feet high. I will tell you, it is an awesome thing to watch. Again, Catherine's not the tallest of people. When she gets flying, as Nicole can attest to, it is cool. She gets up there. And she's working super hard to get even higher. It's been an awesome year. This is, like I said, our second county championship. Selfishly, I don't think I could have done this without Mr. O'Connor, Coach O'Connor. I think the team would agree. These championships aren't won by one person or one individual. And together, we've done a really good job with this group. It was not easy this year. Like I said, Sable was a good, worthy opponent, but we took care of them. Plan on doing it again in the spring, and then we'll see you next year in the winter. But it was a great year. Thank you to the board, and thank you, Mr. Manzo, Dr. O'Rourke, Dr. Bells, Mr. Harrison, for all of your guys' help throughout everything and support. Thank you.
Yeah, let's do some in the front. We're gonna do it? Oh, I don't know. Well, more than two. More than 2
You guys are
people.
pretty smart. Come on, let's go.
Come on.
Those grades are kind of,
Yeah.
oh, man. We got a couple more.
Once again, I would like to thank our district office personnel, our Board of Education, parents and student athletes. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication. As you can see, many of our student athletes excel in many different areas, not only in athletics, but also in academics as well. So how about a nice round of applause for all of our student athletes.
Thank you, Mr. Restivo. At this time, I would like to ask Mrs. Carls to come to the podium.
Adelphi's Press Day is an exciting showcase where students step into the spotlight to share their work, voice, their ideas, and engage with the broader community. It's a celebration of student journalism medium and storytelling, offering a platform for creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration. From panel discussions to live reporting, Press Day highlights the power of student voices and the impact of strong communication in today's world. Under Mr. Michael Jello, our journalism class has grown tremendously, and our students were able to compete in this prestigious event. Mr. Jello, please come up.
Thank you very much, Ms. Carlos. Good evening, everyone. Amelia Scally, you can come on up. Brooke, if you're here. All right, Brooke might not be here, but Amelia, you can come on up with me. So in February, I'm gonna do this. In February, I brought 12 students to Adelphi University to take part in their Press Day. Students listened to a keynote speaker and panel discussions involving Adelphi professors and industry professionals. They were able to ask questions, learn further in breakout rooms, and even take a tour of campus. Maybe the most exciting part of the day was the announcement of the Quill Awards. Our school newspaper, which is now a school website, the broadcaster nominated submissions in 6 categories, and the occasion for being here tonight is honoring 2 impressive young women who have took home some hardware. First is sophomore Brooke McCauley. She's not here tonight, but I'll still give her her flowers. Brooke joined the newspaper club last year with a few friends who are here today. And this year wrote the first true opinion piece for our newspaper that we've published since I've been running the program. The article, called "Maybe Athletes Don't Need Phys Ed," won an honorable mention in the competitive op-ed category. Junior Amelia Scally was a member of our journalism class this fall and has since joined our club. You might remember her first article of the year. Back in October, she wrote about the Board of Education. She was nominated for the highest individual award of the day, Most Outstanding Reporter, because of her wide range of high-quality articles published throughout the year. And in a field of impressive schools and writers from Nassau, Suffolk, and New York City, Amelia won 3rd place for Most Outstanding Reporter. I'm very proud of both of you and all you've done to grow our program. Everyone can and should read their work at eibroadcaster.com. Thank you to everyone for these continued opportunities, and we'll be back next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cross, and thank you, Mr. Steele, for tonight's presentations. We're getting ready to go into our budget presentation, so if you are looking to exit, please do so at this time. Have a good night. All right, lastly, I would like to turn the floor over to Mr. Stephen Harrison, Assistant Superintendent for Business, for our second academic 25-26 budget presentation. Mr. Harrison?
Thank you very much. Welcome to our second budget presentation. As it is our second presentation, I am not going to spend as much time going over things that haven't changed. I will say a few words, but There's some new information included. I'll spend a little more time on that. So there's been no changes yet on the state aid front. This is still the governor's proposal. Overall, 2% increase, $820,000. Making up the majority of that increase is foundation aid, which is going up $580,000 or 2%. This is the minimum increase that schools in our situation get. We're a school that's getting state aid increases based upon being hold harmless, which means we'll not get any less state aid in the upcoming year that we're getting in the current year. You may remember from last year there was some talk about eliminating the hold harmless provision. If that was to happen, we would have lost up to $6 to $7 million in state aid. Universal pre-K is staying the same at $963,900, which funds 178 seats, full-time seats. So again, state aid is going up 2%. We have a couple of new charts today. The first one on the left-hand side is a measure of property wealth per student. So it's looking at the assessed valuations of those homes located in the East Islip School District. The the green and orange lines, the green line is district data, and it's comparing us to the average in New York State, which is the orange line. So you can see that the assessed valuation value per student in the East Islip School District is very comparable to those throughout the state. The white line is those districts within Eastern Suffolk BOCES and is skewed by properties towards the east end of the island. The next chart is looking at income wealth per student. And this is information that's gained from the tax returns filed by the residents within the district. And again, our numbers are very comparable to the state. Again, looking at our line graph is the green versus the orange from New York State. So there's a measure that is hugely responsible for the amount of state aid received by the district. And we're a district that's very comparable to the average throughout the state. So we don't get the large increases some of our districts that are in more poverty than us. Looking at student counts, you can see the decrease in all three categories, whether it's attendance, weighted pupil averages, or actually enrollment. So again, we've dropped from enrollment-wise above 5,000 to roughly 3,500. And if you combine all these factors, you can now understand a little bit about why we're considered to be overfunded when it comes to foundation aid. So this is the impact of this previous screens on foundation aid. Back when we had higher enrollment, you can see that we were being underfunded back in 2007-08. The white line represents the formula if it was working. The formula has not been working for a number of years, so we've been continued on hold harmless, and that's the green line. So the top line green line shows you that we have been getting somewhere close to $30 million in state aid in the foundation aid category. However, if the formula was actually working and running, we'd be somewhere in the mid $20,000 range. There's been talk recently about the Rockefeller Commission, which was put together to look at foundation aid, and the effort was obviously to update the formula and also to give a fairer representation of districts in need. So unfortunately for East Islip, if you look to the bottom of this page, the pupil needs index only increased by 0.014. So whether they brought in the new measures, which are called SAPE, or economically disadvantaged count, those two factors did not influence the new state aid proposal in the governor's budget. So going down to the bottom of this page, foundation aid per student rose only $62 from $5,407 to $5,470, and what this is actually doing is just narrowing the gap of how much we're over funding. So it's not going to be really changing our situation that much, which puts us in jeopardy if they ever eliminate the whole harmless provision in the budget or go to a different calculation. There's a decent chance that we could get hit to upwards of a $7 million decrease in state aid. So the tax cap levy going into 25-26 for East Islip is 2.93%. That's the amount that we can tax up to without needing a 60% majority. The board has, in discussions with the administration, currently supports the second draft of the budget at 1.75%. So this is roughly $900,000 lower than the maximum that can be taxed to the community. Again, 1.75% is the amount that currently supports the second draft of the budget. Well, we've seen this graph before. It's a representation of how we've done in comparison to the levy. Again, for the upcoming year, right now, 1.75% is the amount that supports the budget versus the maximum of 2.93%. And you can look at the trends. We've been at or well below the tax levy cap historically. This is just a numerical representation of the same information. As I said earlier, the tax levy right now is close to $900,000 less than the maximum allowable levy under the cap. So there's a cumulative impact of being below the cap every year, and this chart represents that. So if we had gone to the cap every year, there's about $12 million difference in what our levy is now to what it could have been if we'd gone to that cap. Now this is important because earlier I said that if we lose the hold harmless provision, it would put us short by $7 million. It doesn't mean we can go back and make up for lost time now. We would only be able to increase the tax levy up to the allowable cap or consider piercing the budget. But we were not able to go back in time and recapture these dollars that were not garnered through the tax levy. So going into the 25-26 draft budget, the average homeowner could expect an increase of about $140 annually to their school tax, based upon a 1.75% increase in the tax levy. So again, we should be familiar with this chart. It's just highlighting the different drivers for revenue, percent contribution. The tax levy at $77 million represents 60% of the revenue, second by the state aid at 32%. The district is funding the difference between budgeted revenues and budgeted expenses by putting forth $6.4 million in reserves at a surplus, or 5% of the budget. So there are presentations on the table if anybody would like to take them, and this will also be posted to the website. There are very many accomplishments, initiatives put forth, and you'll have the opportunity to look at those as they'll be, again, posted to the website. So I'm just going to highlight the changes to the salary and benefits. The changes in salary and benefits are due to contractually bargained agreements between the district and various bargaining units. So that had to be updated versus the last presentation. Overall, salary and benefits are staying relatively flat, or 1% increase at $893,000, which is helped by a decrease in benefits due to lower than anticipated medical premiums and also lower TRS rates. Remainder of the budget, which represents a 6.55% increase, or $2 million. There hasn't been much change there from our previous presentation. Overall, the budget increase from the draft budget to the current year budget is $2.9 million, or 2.35%. As is with most districts, all districts I should say, salary and benefits is going to be approximately 74–75% of total budget. And you can see that here in the breakdown of the different categories. And then the remaining part of the budget, which is 26%, is made up of 3 main categories, whether it's transportation, BOCES related expenses, or debt service. There's very little outside of those categories that we have much control in terms of the smaller expenditure categories. So there's going to be a second proposition on the ballot, which is a proposition to expend money from a previously approved reserve for capital improvements. The capital reserve was approved last year, which allowed for 10 years of contributions not to exceed $3 million, or a total of $30 million. And before we spend this money, it's required that we get voter approval. The scope of the capital reserve was to cover major system upgrades, interior and exterior building renovations, and site work. So the project that we're looking to put on the ballot for this upcoming vote would be the replacement of the switchgear at both this building as well as Timber Point Elementary School at an amount not to exceed $3 million. And again, this is money that's in reserve. There's not going to be an additional tax for it, and we're not going to have to incur borrowing costs because of our ability to put money in reserve. So an improvement on this chart is now a 10-year average for the percent increase in the tax levy. So if you look to the bottom line, over the 10 years, the average increase has been 0.92% in the tax levy. Okay, our next meeting on April 22nd will be budget adoption and our third budget presentation. That's at 7 o'clock here, followed up by a budget hearing on May 6th, which was a New York State required meeting, and then finally the vote on May 20th from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So if there are any questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them.
Mr. Harrison? This is not working. Mr. Harrison, first of all, thank you for the presentation.
You're welcome.
But back to the hold harmless policy that the state has. So right now, if the state were to get rid of their hold harmless policy, so you're saying we're currently overfunded by about $6 million?
Yeah, $6 to $7 million, that's correct.
And didn't they threaten that last year to take away that policy and take away money from us?
They did. They were going to do that in 2 steps, split in half each year. But over 2 years, we were in harm's way of losing $6.5 million.
And about what percentage of $6.5 million for our taxes or tax base?
That's about, I'm sorry, it's less than 10%, but between 8 and 9%.
So we would have to increase taxes 8-9% just to be even if we lost that state money?
That's correct. And we would require probably a 60% majority vote to get that passed in the community.
I guess we would have to rely on reserves more.
Potentially, yes.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. I appreciate you including that 10-year average as well. I think that's a very good statistic to show the community at large about what the five of us have been able to do over the course of the last 10 years, building upon previous year's budgets to try to maintain overall an average of less than 1% is very good. So I appreciate you including that number. Thank you.
It was a good suggestion. Thank you.
That's all I have, Mr.
Thank you, Ms. Manzo. Certified personnel. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the resignations, termination, leave of absences, position abolitions, employment appointments, tenure appointments, and salary changes in accordance with applicable provisions of education and civil service law as cited in the certified personnel attachments. Any motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
So on tonight's agenda, you will see 2 retirements. We want to congratulate Mr. Harold Kench, a technology teacher at the middle school who will be retiring in June. And we have another retirement on the agenda tonight. Mr. Mark Bernard, the principal at the high school. Mark, we want to congratulate you on your upcoming retirement. Your dedication and commitment to the East Islip School District have made a profound impact on countless numbers of students, staff members, and families throughout your 22 years in the district. Thank you for your leadership, your guidance, and your support, and for all you've done for our district. We wish you nothing but the best in your well-deserved retirement. Mr. Bernard, please stand so we can congratulate you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Bernard. Non-certified personnel, be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the resignation, termination, leave of absences, position abolitions, employment, appointments, tenure appointments, and salary changes in accordance with applicable provisions of education law and civil service law as cited in the non-certified personnel attachments. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Agreement between the East Islip School District and a member of the East Islip Association of School Administrators. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the agreement between a member of the East Islip Association of School Administrators and the East Islip Union Free School District effective June 30th, 2025. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Does anyone need anything removed from the consent agenda? Consent agenda items 8.2 through 8.14. Be resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves consent agenda items numbers 8.2 through 8.14 in accordance with the action presented for each item. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Donation from EI Maps. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby accepts a donation of 60 ukuleles for our elementary students at JFK Elementary and RCK Elementary from EI Maps. The cost of the ukuleles will be approximately $5,000. This donation is a wonderful addition to our music department's inventory and will benefit our students. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much for that donation, EI Maps. Appropriation changes for the 2024-25 school year. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the attached list of appropriation changes for the 2024-25 school year. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Old business? Any old business? New business? I just wanted to mention I got an opportunity to attend the Big Fish production over the weekend. The students, phenomenal job as always. Very much appreciative of all their efforts, time, and dedication to that. I want to thank Mrs. Affeld as well as Dr. Wada for all their efforts in supporting the students in that production. I just want to mention as well, next Wednesday, high school PTA and SED are having their annual fashion show. Tickets are available. There was a parent square message that went out, I believe, earlier this week, so there's more information there. Public comments, Stephanie?
None.
Thank you. The next Board of Education regular business meeting and annual budget adoption, budget presentation number 3 will be held Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.